Blog Talk Radio.
What's going on, folks? It's your boy Long Beach Joe, and I am back at it again. I'm back at it again, man. And so are the referees. We'll be talking about that very soon tonight. For those of you that are listening, Blog Talk or anywhere else, maybe the iTunes platform, I'm sitting here with the Savages. We are doing a live post-game radio show, and we are talking about what we just saw here with the New York Jets losing to the Kansas City Chiefs 20 to 23. 20 to 23. That's what we saw. And it was very interesting. Very interesting. Some of the calls that we saw be made, some of the things that happened down the stretch, and we're going to cover it. But let me go ahead and get into the show, folks. I am heated, all right? Listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with you folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I want to hear what you folks think I do over here on The Long Beach Joe Show. Your boy is also on iTunes for those of you that do not know. Going over to iTunes, type in Long Beach Joe Show. Long Beach Joe Show on iTunes, okay? Hit that subscribe button to the podcast. Leave me a 5-star rating and leave me some feedback. Let me know what you folks think about what I do here on my show. And I appreciate everyone that does that, okay? I'm also on Twitter as well, at The Long Beach Joe, at The Long Beach Joe on Twitter. Follow me. I'll follow you right back. Let's go back and forth. Your boy's on YouTube as well for those of y'all that don't know. Some people run into me on YouTube and they be like, Joe, whoa, we didn't know you do shows. We didn't know you do live. Yes, I do. Come on over to YouTube, type in Long Beach Joe Jets, Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Subscribe, hit that notification bell so when I post content, you'll be in the know. Now, when you come over here, just know you're going to have to deal with some folks. They're called the Savages. You want to know why I call my chat the Savages? Because they're savage, okay? Savage! Listen, tonight, we're going to get into it, all right? Look. What a game, all right? I'm going to quickly give my synopsis because I want to get straight to the lines. The lines are open. 515-602-9639 is the number. For my new callers, when you call in. Be patient. I can see you. Just wait right there. Also, there's no cursing. Don't curse on my show. I understand why you would want to curse, though, because tonight, boy, did the Jets get worked over. Now, we came into this game concerned about Zach Wilson, right? We came into this game worried about the offense. We're not going to be able to keep up with the Chiefs. We're not going to be able to get things done. We're not going to be able to make things happen. The game started out rocky for the Jets offensively, right? We got to stop early, right? They got a field goal early. They were up 3-0. But then the Jets offense was able to come out, try to get some things done, couldn't get anything rolling, couldn't get any momentum. The Chiefs followed up with 2 touchdowns. The Jets still weren't on the board yet. We were trying to find our way, right? We kept punting, kept trying to get back and forth, but we saw Zach, he was making throws here and there. He was getting the ball out of his hands quickly, but we weren't able to get something going down the field. No momentum, nothing offensively. Well, the Jets get a holding call in the end zone. Bryce Huff getting his face mask grabbed by the Chiefs offensive tackle. By the way, the Chiefs offensive line was holding all night long. I'm talking all night long. All night long. It was insane. You could have called a holding call on darn near every play, right? Never mind the fact that Taylor, their tackle, yet again, is moving yet again before every snap, like he's did at the first game of the year. And they said that they would call that more against him because he was doing that. He did it tonight too. He gets called, holding call, it's in the end zone, we get a safety. So now it's 17-2. We're hyped, right? At least I was hyped because the momentum, it can change. Things can move. Well, then guess what? That's exactly what happened. The New York Jets came out, put a drive together. Zach Wilson hitting dots. We saw him hit Allen Lazard. We saw him hit Jeremy Ruckert. We saw him moving the ball where you started to see Zach Wilson not only build momentum, but gain confidence. You started to see what the Jets talk about they see in practice. You started to see him hit his spots. He was getting the ball out of his hands quickly. They were moving the chains. There was some drop things as well. There was a pass that was it was right on the cusp of connecting to Garrett Wilson. But couldn't connect for the touchdown. We end up kicking a field goal there, right? We end up kicking a field goal. All right, cool. 5-17, we in the building. Patrick Mahomes comes out. We put pressure on him, get an interception. We come back down offensively. We get rolling again. Zach Wilson. Garrett Wilson again for a deep pass. We hit him. We keep getting things rolling. We also saw that the offensive play calling was very innovative. Guys were moving, a lot of gadget plays. There was a mess up earlier as well where Dalvin Cook pitches a ball back to Zach Wilson on a gadget play. Zach got sacked, but Allen Lazard was wide open. We keep moving though. We keep finding our way. Eventually, Zach gets the ball, continues to drive, makes a lot of quality throws, and finds C.J. Uzomah in the end zone for a touchdown. That's 17-12, we in the building. The Chiefs then came back, kicked the field goal. We missed the field goal. We got another interception from Patrick Mahomes with a couple seconds to go before the half. We weren't able to get some things going, but guess what? We were still in the building. Before the half, it's 20-12. We're feeling great because we're getting the ball coming out of the half. And Zach Wilson, to that point, had built up some mojo. You can see the confidence. You can see it. And the confidence that he was showing, the confidence that he was exuding, you could see was filtering to the rest of the team. You could see and feel the intensity of the defense pick up because they knew that number 2 was out there on his game. They knew that if they got number 2 the football back, he was going to make people pay and he was going to make sure that things happened. The Jets come out in the second quarter and Zach continues to look hot. I'm talking continues to look hot. He hit Tyler Conklin, great passes. We talking back shoulder passes, away from defenses, making plays. He hit Lazard for 12. He's moving and shaking. He's even running. We're seeing things from Zach Wilson that we've been waiting to see for quite a long time. Jeremy Ruckert, he hit him as well. Then we get down to the 10. He drops back. He hits Allen Lazard, touchdown. Now it's 20-20. Now we in the building. Never mind the fact that Taylor Swift is on the damn TV screen every 10 seconds. Anytime you talk about the Chiefs, we immediately got to talk about Taylor Swift. A bunch of nonsense. We continue to try to move and shake, though. The offense is finding its way. We're seeing the defense is playing extremely well. They're playing tight. Kansas City's getting some calls here and there, right? Some nonsensical calls. There's a lot of holding that's not being called. Okay, cool. Eventually, Kansas City drives down, gets themselves a field goal after a bunch of nonsensical calls, right? They get themselves a field goal. Zach Wilson comes back. They're trying to start a drive and get things moving down the field. A bad snap from Connor McGovern ends up hitting Zach to the left. He bobbles the snap. The Kansas City recovers it. All right, cool. We still got time. We still got time, okay? It sucks that we lost it. We still got time. We come into the callers in 1 second. We still got time. We still got it. The Kansas City Chiefs get the ball 7 minutes and 24 seconds in the fourth. They're trying to start the drive. Guys are moving and shaking. We're seeing penalties being called. Offensive holding on Taylor, which should have been called, right? This was after a 2nd and 13 because Quentin Williams had dropped Pacheco in the backfield. So on 3rd and 13, it's a holding call, which is obvious as Patrick Mahomes is scrambling because Taylor's been holding all night long. Now it's 3rd and 23. 3rd and 23 at Kansas City 40. 6 minutes left. Mahomes drops back, starts to scramble around, right? It's clear as day. Jermaine Johnson is moving and shaking. He gets grabbed. He literally is being held. You can see it. The offensive lineman is holding him. He's trying to run, get past this lineman. This guy is holding him. So much so that it's literally on the screen. You can see Jermaine Johnson look at the referee, throw his hands up, Like, hey, this guy's holding me. Call the call, please. Make the call. It's 3rd and 23. Patrick Mahomes takes off out the pocket, scrambles up, gets a first down, but there was a flag thrown. Everybody's rejoicing on the Jets defense because they're like, yeah, they called the holding call. That's coming back too, just like the holding call that just got called the last down. No, they don't call that. They don't call a penalty on the Kansas City Chiefs. The referees at MetLife, our house, the referees called a penalty on C.J. Mosley for illegal contact, 5 yards. The New York Jets gave up 3rd and 23 after two defensive linemen were held. It wasn't just Jermaine Johnson. And Patrick Mahomes is allowed to rumble down the field for 23 yards and then get 5 yards tacked onto that because of the penalty. Insanity. Then on 3rd and 20, in the 4th, he throws an interception. It was going towards Valdez-Scantling. He throws an interception. Michael Carter picks it off. They call holding. They call defensive holding on Garner, on Sauce. That wasn't holding. But they call that on Sauce. Call after call after call after call. Ridiculous. That killed us. We could have got them off the field twice. And the referees ripped the game away from the New York Jets. That's what happened. It's insanity. We're at MetLife. And we still can't get a call. As far as I'm concerned, referees from this game, you're flushed. You're flushed. Insanity. The New York Jets defense played their hearts out tonight. They played their hearts out tonight. They did everything it took to get this W. Everything. They pressured Patrick Mahomes. They got turnovers, 2 picks. They got to him. They sacked him. Zach Wilson played out of his mind. 245 yards tonight, 2 touchdowns. He looked unbelievable tonight. Back shoulder throws, adjustments, everything was in play. And the referee stepped in and took this game away from the New York Jets. I cannot believe it. We're getting to the lines. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Keep in mind, this is YouTube. All right? It's the radio show, but this is YouTube. Do not call into my show cursing. I know you mad. I'm heated. I am heated. Yo, Robert Saleh, the head coach of the New York Jets, got a penalty as the game was ending because he was livid about the calls. He got an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty because he was going off on the referees because he knew that their calls were garbage. I cannot believe what I saw tonight from the referees at MetLife. 515-602-9639 is the number if you want to call in and talk about this game. We're going to the lines. Everybody, I can see you. Be patient. 732, I see you. Ted, I see you. North Carolina, I see you. Be patient. We get into everybody. It's a 2-hour show. Don't curse. You can scream as much as you want to. Don't curse. We're getting to the lines. 515-602-9639. Give the show a thumbs up. All right? Share the stream across your social media with your friends and your family. If you want to give to the stream, please hit the super chat. Cash App is at the bottom of the stream as well. If you want to give that way, anything you get to the platform is greatly appreciated. And again, subscribe and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. I'm about tired of hearing about Taylor Swift. All right? Jeez Louise. We get into the lines. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. First call I'm going to You already know what time it is. We're going to Val. Ted 732. Tim will come to you in a second. North Carolina, you come to you in a second as well. For those of you that do not know, Val, he's a savage. Savage! Val, brother, I am heated. I am heated. Listen, we were so concerned about Zach Wilson coming into this game, right? We didn't know who he was going to be, what he was going to do. He had been dogged all week in the media, laughed at by Willie Gay, our own beat writers, sitting in his face, basically calling him garbage. That boy, that man, all right, that dude came out and looked phenomenal tonight. He looked phenomenal. Val, talk to me about what you thought about Zach Wilson's performance.
Listen, Joe, you know I am not a Zach Wilson.
Come closer to your phone. Come closer to your phone.
Oh, okay. You hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you good.
Is it better?
Yes, phenomenal. Go ahead.
Okay, yes. No, listen, Joe, you know I am not a Zach Wilson guy, but this man played great today. He played great today. He was the back passes, he was aiming at people, like, you know what I'm saying? It was very accurate today. It was on point. He was poised in the pocket. He knew when to run the ball. Like, he had full control of this game, the second and the third, and sometimes in the fourth quarter as well too. And the play calling was a lot more better. It wasn't just run on first, run on second, run on third, and punt the ball. It was actually mixed up this time, and it was more wildcat. We got some more wildcat action.
Yep.
We had other players involved as well too. Man, Zach Wilson actually played a really good game today, man.
Mm-hmm.
I hope he could stay consistent on this type of gameplay. Mm-hmm. And man, oh man, this should have been our win. This should have been our game for sure. Yeah. This was definitely our game.
It absolutely should have been. And you know what else that I saw tonight? Outside of just of course, the play from Zach Wilson was phenomenal. But what was even better to see was the confidence in Zach Wilson. The confidence that you can see is there now. You're seeing him start to, and again, I'm going week by week with Zach Wilson. I've been very clear about this. But you're starting to see that maybe this
accurate.
Yeah, this is what might help him turn that page to build, because he can. This is a world championship football team. They've won Super Bowls.
Exactly.
This ain't nothing new with Patrick Mahomes. He didn't been where it needs to go. But we saw Zach Wilson step out and go toe-to-toe with that man and put together some great throws, and the confidence, we saw it bleed over throughout this team to other players, that you could tell that everybody was feeling it tonight. And my next question for you, the Jets defense. Give me your thoughts about what you saw from them, man.
Man, oh man. They brought the pressure. I didn't see the first quarter. You were telling me that the first quarter they wasn't really getting to Patrick Mahomes. Mm-hmm. But when I came back home, they scored a touchdown. But after that, oh man, this defense was dominant.
Yeah.
Dominant. They came back. This is what I love about this defense. Just because they score a lot of points, that doesn't mean nothing. They're going to come back and they're going to keep fighting. And that's what I love about this team. Mm-hmm. They keep fighting no matter what circumstances is going on the offense. Mm-hmm. They are willing to carry and bring up that and get the momentum going. And they brung it. And the defensive line, as soon as stuff started switching, as soon as the offense started rolling, the defense got even more dominant. We was sacking Mahomes. We was even getting Pacheco down.
Yep.
We was getting his face. He was doing push-ups. C.J. Mosley took him down, and he started doing push-ups on him and stuff like that. I loved it. Sauce Gardner, he was – oh, man. And that holding call was ridiculous. But other than that, Sauce Gardner was dominated as well, too.
Yep.
Okay, Joe.
No, listen. No, you're talking that talk. And, again, the lines are hot. We got to get to everybody. But my final question for you, Val. Yo, I've been a Jet fan my whole life. And I understand, just like you and everybody else that watches this team, other people think we're lying. We're not. Referees screw us over time and time again. We could talk about all the garbage calls. Yeah, all the garbage calls, right? Calls against the Patriots, the Austin Safarian Jenkins catch that was a catch, but they said it wasn't a catch. The Cowboys. I mean, there have been so many bad. But tonight, what I saw from the referees at MetLife, from the holding call to the not holding calls against us to the holding calls against Sauce to what it seemed like, right? And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm just telling you what I saw, right? Give me your thoughts about the calls that you saw tonight, because even Robert Saleh had it. That's my final question for you. Go ahead and give me your thoughts on the calls and what you saw from the referees at MetLife.
Joe, listen, you're not even crazy. You've seen exactly what you've seen. And I was talking to friends that are not even Jets fans. They're like, man, they are screwing y'all right now. All the holding calls, all the grounding. I'm like, bro, that was grounding right there. And then they just automatically just say, oh no, that's not grounding. Pacheco was right there. I'm like, come on now. Yeah. Even Robert Saleh was through the roof. He was about to go off on the referees. So, man, it was just like, man, everybody, listen, this is national. I'm glad we didn't get embarrassed. I'm glad. So even we had us losing the game as well, too.
Yes.
They came out and fought. They came out and fight, and everybody was getting on the Jets and stuff like that. But now, hopefully this turns into a new leaf, and hopefully this burns the fire in us to go out and beat the Denver Broncos for the next game, because I love this game, and we need to definitely capitalize and the same game plan that we came out with. I need us to open up the playbook as well too. And McCole Hardman, he needs to get more carries and get more playing time. But that's it, Joe.
Yeah, listen.
Sure.
Listen, Val, it's phenomenal to talk to you. I gotta slide off. We got other callers. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, bro. Call in, all right?
Yes, sir, Joe. Keep doing your thing.
Yeah, absolutely. You have a good one. Listen, we're going to keep on moving. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give everybody more than enough time to talk. I am heated, bro. Robert Saleh got a penalty. He's livid. I was livid. See, that's our coach. That's our coach right there. That's what I'm talking about. When you talk about a guy, everybody tries to, well, where's the Saleh that was fired up? That's the Saleh that we needed right there, that fired up. He's standing for his guys, man. That's insanity what we saw. 515-602-9639 is the number. Next, we go on to Ted. Ted, we're coming directly to you. Tim, North Carolina. Steve, other callers as well. We'll come to you in a second. All right? Tim, North Carolina. Guys, we'll come to y'all next. Ted salutes. For those of you that do not know, Ted is a savage. Savage! Ted, listen. I'm sitting here watching this. I cannot believe these referees called what they called. Ted, give me your thoughts about what you saw from these referees in MetLife with not making any holding calls, right? For the Chiefs offensive line is clearly holding, and then calling nonsense against us. Give me your thoughts, man.
Brutal, Joe. Brutal. I was sitting there watching it with my daughter. She stayed up late with me, and I just was pointing at the TV, especially on the Jermaine Johnson hold when he was just standing there and the guy was completely locked on him, and Jermaine couldn't even move. And I'm like saying to her, this is straight holding. You have to call that.
It's insane.
And the Sauce Gardner, Sauce is a little physical, but that does not rise to the level of any kind of penalty, especially the way how physical the other players were defending other players in this game. But Joe, let me say two things.
Go ahead.
Zach Wilson, if he plays like this, he could be our franchise quarterback. I'm not trying to jump the gun too early.
No, yeah.
The second thing is, Joe Tippmann, the way that line played, Joe, most of the game, Joe Tippmann, he's a rookie, and he's mostly a center who has played guard. So that guy has been holding up since they made the switch last week, Joe. When I called in last week, I basically said, this is the second week we're at our line. Maybe we can have a real offensive game plan. And kudos to Hackett, because they were stacking the box, and Zach was throwing, and I couldn't believe how many times they let him throw.
Yeah.
But Zach was on it. He was on it with these throws, especially the touchdown throw. Super accurate, super decisive, like you said, super confident. it was a really good game. We just couldn't make enough plays at the end, Joe.
Yeah.
Like we bogged down in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That's basically it. Go ahead, Joe.
And you know what it is? And a lot of people have talked, and you know, we have these discussions on a weekly basis because I sit down with the Savages and I do a show every week. Okay? Rain, shine, whether it's pretty or ugly. We sit down, Jets, brothers, sisters, everybody to call. I welcome everybody to call in, and I listen to everybody's opinion, and we go back and forth and we chop it up about this team. And there's been a lot of questions about Zach Wilson, rightfully so, okay? And you speaking to, you know, one of the Zach Wilson guys. And I've been telling people, yeah, you should absolutely, you know, have questions about him. But the biggest question about Zach Wilson has always been the confidence question. When is he going to click in with his confidence? When is that button going to get pressed for him? Because everything else he has. He's got the physical ability to make the throws. He's got that. Zach has the arm to be in the NFL. He has an NFL arm. That's a fact. He's very athletic. We see he can run, get outside the pocket, move. We see he can do that. But it's the stuff upstairs. Him seeing things. Can he trust his eyes? When he sees something open, can he say, it's open, I can make this throw because I'm that guy? That's what separates a lot of garbage quarterbacks from elite guys, right? Brett Favre, he didn't give a damn.
Yes.
If it's there, I'm throwing it because I'm that guy. I know I can get it there with my arm. Many quarterbacks in this league do that. That confidence boost, that step to have that insurance within yourself, that assertiveness, that gets you places in life. And tonight we saw that from Zach Wilson. The playbook opening up because Zach Wilson was like, I can make this throw, and I'm going to make it, and that's what's up. The back shoulder stuff we saw, unbelievable. The back shoulder throw to Conklin, unbelievable. The back shoulder throw to Ruckert, unbelievable. The throw to C.J. Uzomah, like you said, quick, decisive. The playbook opened up because that kid started to get some momentum. Not only that, but the up-tempo stuff we saw too. Again, not thinking too much. Oh. I'm going to go out there and play football. Somebody, I think one of the commentators was saying it, especially with the way that the offense was called and dialed up tonight. Bootlegs, getting him outside the pocket, play action passes. Somebody was saying, I think it was Collinsworth, who, by the way, must be in love with Patrick Mahomes. He hates the Jets. Anybody, whether it be Allen, Brady, he always loves to talk about everybody else and how bad the Jets are. Tonight, they said, listen, Zach Wilson looks like he's back at BYU because he was going out there and he was playing free. He was playing free.
Yep.
No thinking. I'm going to go out here and throw this thing around because I can do this. That is the Zach Wilson we need to continue to see go forward. And at the end of the game, we saw his teammates surrounding him and letting him know, we know you got this. Believe because we believe. So I'm going to let you have the last word on that. And I want to get your thoughts. My final question for you, get your thoughts on this Jets defense. Give me your takes, man.
Joe, real quick on the Zach Wilson thing. It goes to show it's amazing how a week against the Patriots and he looks like a different quarterback. It's just unbelievable. But we have so many weapons on this team, Joe. He just needs to get it out. And I mean, look at how we spread the ball.
Yep.
I mean, we had Gibson and Ruckert and Uzomah and the other and Conklin and you know, all the other guys, and basically Breece Hall was basically a forgotten guy except for one run.
Yep.
You know, everyone was like, Breece has got it. We got to hand it to Breece. You know, all the time to get. And Zach was like it was the total opposite. And once he got going, you know, he pretty much couldn't be stopped.
Yeah.
The defense did everything they could to win, Joe, except a stop at the end. They couldn't stop him. But they got the safety. The pass rush was ferocious. The tackling. You know what? The only thing I can criticize them on, Joe, is a lot of these hits on Pacheco, they were bouncing off on the first contact.
Yes.
That's the only
missed
bad
tackles.
thing.
Yep. Go ahead.
But they played amazingly well, Joe. They played a complete game. Joe, the punter, we played field position game. The Chiefs started the game a lot of times around their 10-yard line. We made it hard on them. I mean, in all three phases. We played this is the first complete game we've played the whole year, Joe, where everything completely clicked.
Yeah.
And you could see we can be a competitive team, Joe.
Yeah.
We can be a competitive team in this league.
Yeah. Listen, I want to thank
Joe.
you. I want to thank you for calling in, Ted. I got to slide off. We got other callers. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, all right?
Yep.
All right, you have a good one.
Yep, my pleasure, Joe.
Listen, we're going to keep getting to these lines. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We'll get to everybody. Trust me. I'm moving through calls. I'm hot. I'm very mad, and I'm sure other people are mad too about the outcome of this game. But there's some positives to take away from it. Zach Wilson tonight looked phenomenal. And there were some key moments in this game where we could – that's another thing we've got to work on. We've got to execute just a little bit better. Every chance that you have, especially against a team like this, to grab a victory for those little battles, that missed touchdown throw, that run by Breece Hall for the cut when Conklin fell down that should have been a touchdown. Other things, we got to capitalize on those things. But again, this is a new scheme. We're rolling. This is a team that's really coming together. And with Zach Wilson playing the way that he's playing, I mean to tell you, Ted said it himself, this guy could be our franchise quarterback if he can consistently put together performances like this. Okay? Again, I'm going week to week with Zach Wilson. But if he can consistently put this out on the field, man, the Jets are going to be deadly. Next caller I'm going to Tim. Tim, I'm coming directly to you. North Carolina, you'll be after him. Steve, you are after North Carolina. New callers, hold on, all right? We're going directly to Tim. For those of you that do not know Tim, Tim is a savage. Savage! Tim, salutes. I want to thank you for calling in tonight. Tim, goodness gracious, the referees were awful. I had to hear about Taylor Swift all night long. I'm tired of seeing her. Can we see Ice Spice? You know what I'm saying? I like Ice Spice. Can you put her on the tube? Can you put her on the screen? I'm tired of seeing Taylor Swift. I'm tired of bad referees and bad calls against the Jets. I'm just tired of it all. Tim, give me your thoughts on what you saw from the refs in this football game, man.
Oh, my God, Joe. Oh, my God. I'm just beside myself, man. You know, I think, we're all hardworking people out there who are Jets fans. We all keep our head down. We don't bother anybody.
Nope.
You know, we come out, we work hard, just like our team. And to see our team, right? Like, what do we need in our team? We need to string together a couple W's. We need to start to gel, get a couple wins in a row, get that confidence on the offensive side of the ball. As soon as that confidence comes on offense, we'll be good. Our defense is good.
Yeah.
Now, tonight, the refereeing was horrendous. I mean, it's every 2 seconds they make a call. All five of them have to get together. They're all looking at each other like nobody knows what's going on.
Yep.
And then they just make an obligatory call just because they don't want to look stupid on national TV. So, they got to call something. And if we don't hear about this every day for the next week, these calls in this game, I will be amazed. Mm-hmm. I mean, the one where the sheer amount of influence that those horrendous calls had on this game. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Jets were at a point where they were getting the ball back, basically. As long as they could get out of third down, they're getting the ball back.
Yep.
And there's 4 minutes on the clock, and they have all this time. Let's say they get the ball back at the 10, string a couple first downs together. They can run down a lot of the clock, maybe kick a field goal to tie. Who knows? Maybe they get lucky, go down the field, score a touchdown. Either way, they have the ball. They had the opportunity. And what the rest did was they stole the game. Yeah. They took a third down and 20, which probability-wise is a very unlikely scenario to turn over for the Chiefs.
Facts.
And you see on national television, the camera that's literally on the field is like Jermaine Johnson's arms are up, and you can see him getting walked off the field for like 15 yards. And that is literally exactly the point where Mahomes takes off and runs for 23 yards.
Yes.
And then the way that the refs justified that, if you notice after, I was thinking about this a lot. I was like, how does this not happen? And the way that I think they're justifying that is, if you remember when they made the call, the ref said, while the quarterback was in the pocket, there was a illegal contact downfield from one of our defensive backs. So what they were trying to do there was basically call the penalty before the hold happens. So this way they don't have to call the hold. And then next thing you know, they have a first down, and everybody just completely ignores that on national television you can see a guy being carried off the field with his arms up.
Yeah.
Like, is anybody watching?
Is anybody? Yeah.
Anybody?
Here's the thing, though, Tim, and I hear that. But even if that was their reasoning, you still have to make that call. 2 calls, right? Called against either, like both teams.
Exactly.
If they both get a call, then it squashes that out. You have to redo the down. So it's like even
exactly.
if
and
like
we don't even get the cancellation call.
Yeah.
And then literally on the follow up drive, what are we all saying as Jets fans? We're watching this game, and I'm saying to myself, oh, we're already beside ourselves that they didn't call that hold, and that we have to watch Mahomes convert another first down in our territory late in the game off a call that wasn't called, and then literally the next set of downs, we're all sitting at home like, come on, guys, come on, defense. I know that was BS. I know you guys have it in you. Just keep it going, please. Just keep going for us. One more set of downs. Just put the effort. I know you guys have worked hard all game. You can do it. And what do? They go out and they do it for us. And then they get a stupid call to give them another first down. And it's just like
it's insane. Insane.
These poor guys, man. It's like, what do they have to do? And the holding call or whatever call they made on Sauce Gardner, Valdez Scantling was changing the direction of his route.
Yeah. He
ran across the front of Sauce Gardner. So Sauce, there was really nothing he could do. Valdez ran into him.
Yeah.
And then the ball was thrown 10 yards to the right of Valdez Scantling. Like, he didn't even know where the ball was.
Insanity.
And they're calling a holding or illegal contact call that effectively wipes out a 3rd and 20 and gives them a first down plus 10 deep in our territory with now 2 minutes left. So they took us at 4 minutes on a 3rd and 20 in the middle of the field, and they made it so it was no time left.
Yeah,
at the one.
It handed them another first down.
What they did.
Yeah, it handed them another first down, Tim, and allows them to essentially just drain the clock and win the game. That's literally what they did. They handed them 2 first downs.
They just get
fresh downs.
2 first downs. They gave them 63 yards.
Yeah.
Over absolute nothingness.
Nothing.
Look, dude, as a referee, how do you make that call in a game like this?
Mind
How
blown.
do you make that call? It's a 3-point game. It's in the middle of the field. It's not like it's in the end zone. It's in the middle of the field. The ball was 10 yards away from the receiver. And you have all these egregious calls on national TV right before that everybody saw.
Everybody.
That you didn't call.
Mind blown.
So how do you do that? How do you then follow that up with another egregious call that sways the entire outcome of the game 2 times in a row? How do you do that in a game where you got guys on both sides, just blood, sweat, and tears.
Yep.
On both sides, the whole game, and you got these underdogs at home, crowds behind them. They're playing phenomenal, and you just gut punch them twice in a row in the fourth quarter against the best offense in the league.
I mean, Tim.
And then on top of that, you got to remember too. I'm so proud of our offense this game.
Yeah.
I just want to throw out that's a top 5 defense if they did that again.
Yeah, and that's where I want to go with you, Tim. Because look, the referees and the calls that we saw were awful, but tonight Zach Wilson showed up and showed out, in my opinion. Some of the throws that we saw, the decisiveness, the recognition that we saw, him understanding what was going on with the defense, manipulating the defense, and not just utilizing his arm to move the chains. We saw him use his feet to move the chains as well. He ran for a first down, right? He looked great tonight. Give me your thoughts about what you saw from Zach Wilson, and not just what you saw on the field with the throws, but what you felt, the confidence that you felt exuding from him. Give me your thoughts on that. That's my final question for you.
I'll just, I feel honestly, just to oversimplify it, I guess, I feel happy for him. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's been a very difficult road for him. I want him to succeed. He needs the right system to do that. we need to get the run game going in order for him to succeed. We saw that tonight.
Yeah.
Right after the 40-yard run for Breece Hall, they ran like 2 or 3 play actions, and we got a couple more first downs off of them. So obviously that's important. But I'm happy for Zach. He's progressing. Collingsworth actually did say something that was smart tonight. He said, Zach is kind of sort of still in that medium phase of the West Coast offense where he can maybe check into 1 or 2 plays, but he still doesn't have the IQ to really manipulate each receiver with subtle gestures in order to absolutely make sure he's going to have an open man like Aaron Rodgers can. Yeah. But it comes with time, and if we're seeing additional layers being added to the complexity of the offense each week, and he's not regressing as far as interceptions or things like that, then I would say we're definitely on the right track. And I would say tonight was a great start. Yeah. And let me just say one thing before we wrap up. I want everybody to consider, just how heavy those referee calls were. Okay, because we were 4 minutes away from potentially beating Kansas City. All we had to do, which we were doing, was getting the ball back, go down, score a touchdown, end of game, right? Consider this. If we had won that game, Joe, Zach Wilson would be firmly entrenched as our starting quarterback. The New York Jets would be 2-2, and our 2 W's will have come against the Bills and the Chiefs. Yeah. Tim? And that's kind of what I felt personally was stolen from us today. Yeah. Because we're talking about momentum for Zach and getting him out there and breaking him out of his shell. Well, this is the start he needed. He needs these wins in prime time. We see him perform well in prime time all the time. Yeah. He needs these wins, man. Yeah. And I just feel like this whole night was stolen from us because of stupid calls, and it's just a shame because we could have rolled with this momentum big time. Yeah. And like you said, anybody going to Zach Wilson can look at him and say, listen, kid, you beat the Chiefs and the Bills. And you didn't even have any reps for the first team against the Bills. You went out there and you did what it took and you beat the Bills, a team that's a Super Bowl contender. And if we would have beat the Chiefs, if it wasn't for the damn refs, right? Hey, you just beat the world champion. Yep. And the Super Bowl to this point runs through them. You got it done, kid. You need to understand and believe in yourself and feel yourself. He should still feel that way. But we got robbed tonight. Listen, Tim, I want to thank you for calling in. He should feel that way.
I want to thank you for calling in. I got to slide off, though. I got other callers. You have a good one, all right?
You too, man. Take care.
All right. Have a good one. Listen, before I get to the next callers, North Carolina Steve will come to you next. I got to talk to my guy, GVH, with the big donation, man. Listen. GVH with the big donation, man. Listen, I want to thank G again for giving to the platform. It's greatly appreciated. I appreciate all of y'all, all right? I appreciate y'all giving to the platform. It means a lot. Helps the platform out, okay? I am so tired of Taylor Swift, bruh. As far as I'm concerned, she's flush with the refs, man. Lord, if I see her, to be too soon. Damn. Every 10 seconds, she's on the screen. Why are we talking about Taylor Swift? The Jets are making moves and making plays. Too busy with the damn refs trying to take the game away from us. Next! I'm going to my guy from North Carolina. I'm coming directly to you. Steve will be with you next. New callers will come to you right after. For those of you that do not know, this man from North Carolina, this man is a savage, okay? Savage! North Carolina, good day, my friend. It's good to speak with you. But it's not good to see what we saw tonight.
Good to speak with you too, Joe.
Thank you. And again, thank you for calling in. The referees tonight were awful. Horrible calls left and right, and they literally took the game away from us. Give me your thoughts on what you saw out there, man.
I saw a Jet team that showed up tonight. I know our recent history over the recent years hasn't been very good on prime time. for the first time, literally in years, this team made me proud of them. They showed up. They didn't embarrass us. And I couldn't be happier. I'm very happy about what I saw because I saw something to build on. Hopefully, this is the turning point for Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
We've been waiting to see this for the last couple of years from Zach. We've been waiting for this, to see him show us what he's capable of. Tonight was a preview.
Yeah.
He's not all the way there. He's still a young pup. You know what I'm saying? Like a little cub.
Yeah.
Still growing up. We seen him growing up right before us. The team is rallying around him. And I think that's going to be good for Zach's mind, for his psyche, that the team is trying to support him. And I think as it goes, he's going to just get better and better and better and build his confidence. We're going to be a very dangerous team going. Yeah. And we've served notice to not only the Kansas City Chiefs, but the rest of the NFL. They better take heed of what we did tonight. If it wasn't for such bad, ridiculously egregious officiating, we beat the Chiefs tonight. Basically, we beat the Chiefs tonight.
Yeah.
Remember that. We beat them. We beat this team tonight, and they know that. You better believe Kansas City knows that. They were laughing at us. They're not laughing now.
Yeah.
Like they was laughing at first, and you just cut it right off and stop laughing. This team is a serious threat.
Yeah.
And you better believe we'll see them again down the road.
Yeah.
We'll see them again.
Yeah, listen, tonight what I saw from Zach Wilson, and the refereeing was awful. We've been talking about that, and we're going to continue to talk about that.
Yeah.
Because those calls that they made literally took the game away from us. Both of those third down calls. It was third and 20 something that gave Mahomes or gave them a first down and allowed Mahomes to run for a first down on like 3rd and 22 or 3rd and 23, whatever that was. And then the holding call on third down again, 3rd and 20 something. That was awful. That just literally, it gave them the game, and we would have been able to take it. But tonight, what I saw from Zach Wilson, the confidence that I saw from him, that is literally the missing piece with him, is the confidence. We talk about it time and time again. Look,
no doubt about it. That's
even in the Patriots game, guys breaking wide open. The reason why he was not letting the ball go is because he didn't trust himself. He doesn't trust himself to make the throws.
Yeah.
He doesn't. Last season, and I want to get your thoughts on this. Last season, what we saw, what did the coaches come up before we got rid of Mike LaFleur and Sulla, when they were coming up there and they were just long faces and everybody was sad? Sulla would get on the podium and literally say, Zach Wilson, we got to get his confidence going. He's really beaten down right now. It's all about confidence. Well, tonight we saw the confidence. We saw that button being pressed, and we saw that light up. And when the confidence is there with Zach Wilson, we saw a guy that looks like the guy that looks like is the guy we took at the top of the draft. That's what we saw. We saw the guy that was a top, that should be or could be the top guy that we were getting when we drafted him out of BYU. He looked phenomenal. And I thought the play calling helped him as well, getting outside the pocket, play action passes and stuff like that. But give me your thoughts about the confidence and that door finally opening for Zach Wilson and what that do for him. Go ahead.
I can see it all in the way he was executing the plays. I can see it in his body language. I can see it all the way around in the energy.
Yep.
I can feel a change in this young man. And seeing him grow up literally right before our eyes. And I think Aaron Rodgers, that factor cannot be overlooked. Aaron Rodgers being close to him, to talk to him, to console him, and also the team rallying around him, standing, getting his back and showing him that they support him. I said last year, this is the only thing wrong with Zach was confidence. I think I said that to you last year. I don't know. We talk about so many things. I've called in so many weeks on your platform, and I don't know, you might not remember it, but I mentioned that to you, that the only thing wrong with Zach was confidence.
Yep.
That's the only thing wrong with this kid. We said it when Mike White was with us, because Mike White, he had the right posture, the right energy, and it was infectious. Everybody could feel it. That's why everybody got on board the Mike White train, the hype around Mike White. Zach, can do the same thing. He can do even more damage because he's got much more capability and a higher ceiling of ability. We saw it tonight. He made the back shoulder throw. He made the low throw. I'm going to tell you something. Kansas City is lucky to get out of there with a win.
Yep.
They're lucky. Any other team would have lost tonight. Any other team, I think, would have lost tonight except them.
Yeah. No, that's a fact. And this referees were all I cannot.
Oh, yeah, it was bad.
I mean, that holding call was so bad. Like, that was insanity.
It was.
And on a 3rd and 20-something, literally see 2 Jets defensive linemen being held. One of them, Jermaine Johnson, literally who's standing in front of a referee, being held, looks at him, throws his arms up.
That's true.
He's literally holding me. And they do nothing. They call an a holding penalty, illegal contact penalty on us. That is insanity. That's insanity. I'm blown away.
Yeah, I was wondering when I watched the game live, I was wondering how Mahomes got so wide open on that 3rd and 22. How you able to make it? I was like, no wonder they hold it. No wonder nobody nowhere near him. They hold it.
You know what's crazy?
What the hell?
You know what's crazy? Right? I was sitting here with the Savages watching live. When they threw the flag, there was Jets players when he was running down the field that were elated. You could see it. They were like, yeah, because they thought the flag was the holding call. They thought the flag was the holding call on the Chiefs because it was obvious. It was like, oh, yeah. And no, it wasn't on the Chiefs at all. It was on us. It's insanity. Insanity. I want to get your thoughts on this, though.
They hold enough that we fighting to get over the holding. They call us for a penalty for fighting to get away from the holding.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I want to get your thoughts on.
You keep from getting held. He hit by a penalty.
I want to get your thoughts on this. Tonight we saw Sulla and the coaching staff really put some things together. Yeah. I want to get your thoughts on what you saw from Sulla. He ended the night with the unsportsmanlike penalty. I know that's really gonna fuel the guys, right? Because that's family. He's a coach. He's a player's coach. He loves the guys, right? But I want to get your thoughts on what we saw from them tonight schematically and the adjustments that they were able to make. This is a Kansas City Chiefs that's a Super Bowl, winner. The Super Bowl runs through them, and we saw them go toe to toe tonight with Andy Reid. Give me your thoughts, man.
It was well done, all around, well done, well-coached game all around. It's rare that we've seen the Jets in a long time against this caliber of opposition on this stage, put together this kind of performance. It was very impressive. And what gets me excited is that we've got a good general manager, a great general manager. You wait until the next year he put the additional pieces to this team. You think what you seen tonight was good? Mm-hmm. You give me another year. I promise you that. Joe Douglas is going to add more pieces to this team. You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
We're going to be stronger next year than this year.
Yep.
We're not at full strength. We're still Cubs. Mm-hmm. We're young Cubs. You see our paws getting a little bit bigger. Mm-hmm. We're getting a little bit heavier. The voice is getting a little deeper. We're not at full strength. We are not. Mm-hmm. He's not finished with this team. You wait till next year when you get Will McDonald, 99 on the field.
Yep.
Joe Tippmann, and he adds another offensive lineman. And we get our starting safety with Cameron Clark, get him back. This team is going to be so much better, I believe, next year than this year.
Yeah. Listen, you talking facts. Now, my last question before I let you go, I got to get to these other callers on the line.
Sure.
Tonight, what I saw defensively was amazing, right? We saw, Quincy Williams. Quincy Williams has been balling this season. Balling. He made a bunch of key plays tonight.
He looked tremendous.
That man, C.J. Mosley made great tackles, great plays, interceptions. Give me your thoughts on what you saw from those two guys and how impressive they were tonight.
Yes, this linebacking core did a really good job. Even though we know C.J. Mosley is not the C.J. Mosley we acquired a couple of years ago, still in the prime of his career when he had such a great performance against Buffalo before he went down. But he really showed out tonight. He came to play. He was really sniffing out those plays and just coming in and finishing just exceptionally well. It was a very good showing.
Yeah.
Very impressive. I was very, very happy with it overall. And Quincy Williams is just excellent. He's young, and I think he's under contract, through next year?
Yeah, I think we got him for 3 or 4 more years, I believe. I think 3 or 4 more years. He signed a new deal. I think it's like $9 million, 3. It's something like that. But yeah, we got him for
That's
quite
good,
a bit.
because our linebacking core in the safety position going into this year was looked to be kind of thin.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like we kind of settled down some key areas where the team looked kind of thin, and it looks good. It looks good. Looks really good. I'm really happy. I'm really comfortable with this team now. I feel a lot better going into Denver, even though I still recognize the Denver game as a must-win game. But I feel better and more confident that we can win that game.
Mm-hmm.
We can beat the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
I feel a lot better coming out of tonight's performance,
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, listen, we'll be talking about that on the upcoming show, but tonight, the New York Jets were phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
The New York Jets were phenomenal. It's just, the referees just really worked us over. They absolutely worked us over. But listen, I gotta.
We always get a raw deal.
Yeah. Boy, if you don't know, now you know, right? live on prime time. All right, they'll work you over live on prime time. Okay. No fear in their heart.
That's
Listen,
right. You ain't lying.
I got to slide off. I got other callers. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you. All right, my friend.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'll hit you back, buddy. We'll talk again.
You have a good one. Listen, we're going to keep it going. Next, we're going to go to my guy, Steve, man. We're going to go to Steve. For those of you that do not know, man, Steve, he's a savage. Savage! Steve salutes. I want to thank you for calling in. Give me your thoughts, man. Jets get a tough loss against the Chiefs, man. How are you feeling about what you saw out there, man? Steve. Oh, my Lord. Steve is sleeping. Steve, are you the refs, bro? You sleeping with the refs? Clearly, all of those bad calls put you to bed as well. Whoa. Steve is snoozing, asleep at the wheel, just like the referees at MetLife. Listen to him. Look at this. Steve, everybody else playing hard on the field, going out there and doing their thing. Listen to you. CPAP Steve, let's go. You got to be kidding me. Steve, are you a ref? Were you sleeping when those calls were made, Steve? Did you have your eyes closed? Just like the referees, you're asleep at the wheel as well, man. It's insanity. Insanity. New York Jets get screwed over, and it puts Steve straight to bed. Steve, come on, man. The Jets get worked over, completely worked over. And you fast asleep, gone, snoring. Well, damn, Steve, at least you didn't have to deal with Taylor Swift, right? All right? I feel like she's going to be in my dreams. I heard her so much tonight. Seen her so much tonight. Over and over and over again, Steve. But you were asleep, so you don't have to worry about that, right? You kept your eyes closed tight. You didn't have to hear about her constantly throughout the night. You didn't have to see them pan to her every 10 seconds. You didn't have to deal with none of that. Because Steve is getting sleep. Steve is snoozing on the job. Steve, this is crazy, man. This is crazy, man. Zach Wilson played out of his mind, Steve. And you over here blowing Z's, man. Steve, I'm sorry. I got to flush you, man. Steve, you were just like the referees, man. You were asleep at the wheel, man. When we needed you the most, you were snoozing. Getting Steve up out of here, man. snoozing, asleep at the wheel, just like the referees. Just like the refs. Steve called in one of his best calls ever. Come on, man.
Here we go.
Come on, Steve. Snoozing. Snoring hard, too. Steve, you need a CPAP. Okay? Sleep therapy. Well, great call from Steve. Listen, tonight was a night, man. I'm excited about what I saw from this New York Jets football team. I'm excited about Zach Wilson. If he can be that guy, and again, I'm going to keep reiterating this over and over on the show. I'm going to keep reiterating. I am week to week with Zach Wilson. Week to week. All right? I am week to week with Zach Wilson. I want to see what he's going to bring to the table. I want to see, man. But I tell you what, if he can bring to the table what we saw tonight, if he can bring that consistency to put us in great positions to win games, and he doesn't kill us, and he can go out there and make the throws because, again, he has all the physical ability to make them. Lines are open, 515-602-9639. Val's hot. I know you're mad, Val. You can call back in again if you want to, Val. Listen, if he can be that guy week to week, the guy that's going to show up and put the ball in spots and give us great field position, not kill us, and make the solid throws, the New York Jets are going to be deadly. Deadly. Garrett Wilson was phenomenal tonight as well. I know we were talking about the offense and Zach Wilson and what he was able to do tonight. 2 touchdowns, 245 yards throwing the football, 28 of 39. He looked really good out there. 39 throws. He went out there and put it together. Had more yards and touchdowns than Patrick Mahomes tonight. I'm going to say this again. Tonight, in an L, gift wrapped by the refs, Zach Wilson had more yards and touchdowns than Patrick Mahomes tonight. And he didn't throw any interceptions either. This was a night that Zach Wilson, showed what he has and what he could bring to the table. All that he needs to do is believe in himself and be confident. That was the difference tonight. And we'll get to Val in a second on the lines. That was the difference tonight. Was that Zach Wilson stepped up and believed in himself and believed in his ability. That's why the ball got out so quick. That's why the ball was accurate and got in play. He wasn't second guessing where the ball needed to be. I know where it needs to go. I'm getting it there. And again tonight, Garrett Wilson, 9 catches, 60 yards, phenomenal. He made some great catches tonight. Garrett Wilson continued to show up and look phenomenal for us. It's just those plays, man. Those plays where it's right there where we almost make the play. We've got to convert those to plays made. Again, that run by Breece Hall, that 43-yard run, that should have been a touchdown run. Had he not have cut back, that is huge for us. That would have gave us 27. We'd be up. That open play by Allen Lazard on that gadget play when Dalvin Cook tossed it back, it started a little sloppy. Allen Lazard running down the field wide open. That could have been a touchdown for us. We've got to convert those. The Garrett Wilson play where the ball was thrown just out of his reach. He got one hand on it, couldn't bring it in. But he left his defender, and he's walking off. That's a touchdown play. We've got to convert those. So final caller for the night. We're going to close things out. We're going to go back to Val. He's steaming. We're going to get to Val again tonight. For those of you that do not know, let me remind you, Val is a savage. Savage! Val, you're the final caller for tonight. You're calling back in. I know you're extremely upset at the referees and what they were doing.
Oh, oh man, I'm still feeling it, man. It's just like, oh man,
Go ahead. I'm gonna
had
go off.
this game.
Go off.
We had this game, Joe. I really do not understand, man. The referees would sleep at the wheel. The defense came out dominant. It was all meant for us to win, and they screwed us, Joe, man. I really cannot believe this, man. And Zach Wilson showed up today, man. Zach Wilson showed up.
Mm-hmm.
He showed out. Yes, some passes should have been on point, but this was probably one of his best games.
Mm-hmm.
One of his best games probably since the Buccaneers game.
Yep.
When he played against Tom Brady in them. But, man, this was a really good game for him. And the key is all about consistency.
Yep.
Is he going to be consistent throughout the season like this? They brought in another quarterback. The pressure was on. Joe Namath came out. Everybody was taking shots from every direction, even myself included, even some other Jets fans included. But listen, he came out and he showed out. But to shut us up, that's why I keep every time. I always criticize Zach Wilson. I always tell him, prove me wrong.
Yeah.
And tonight, he proved me wrong. But I want to see this consistency. Man, he has the talent. He has the arm talent. The talent is there. It's all about, it's in his head. It's consistency.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be there.
Yeah.
He has to have that motivation. He has to have that confidence. Everything, man. It's just like, and the team is trying to gather him up and everything. And as you've seen, they couldn't even load up the box with 8 players anymore because Zach Wilson was actually passing it. We was getting some screen passes. We was getting some wildcats. We was getting them off track. It was like, wait, what is going on? They're not running it on first and second and third down. They're actually passing it. They're mixing it up this time. I'm like, man, this was the team this is the plays that we was looking for. You have to open the playbook.
Mm-hmm.
We could have, if we played like this against the Patriots, we would have won.
Yeah.
100% we would have won.
Yeah.
We would have definitely won, and we would have won this game. We would have been 3-1 for sure.
Yeah.
But man, Joe, we had this one, man.
No.
I am so disgusted.
No, I know you were upset. That's why, you called back in. I said, let's listen to Val. 914 will come to you next. Listen, Val, my final question before I let you go, okay? You've been critical of Sulla in the past, like many have, right? About what, his coaching and everything. Well, tonight, they went toe-to-toe with Andy Reid, Sulla, and the coaching staff. Give me your thoughts about what you saw, man. I feel like they won the battle tonight. They game planned well. They made adjustments well. Give me your thoughts, man.
I feel like they definitely stepped it up because they was getting criticized from these past 2 weeks because it's like, what are we doing, man? It's like, are y'all punching the season? That's what I was guessing in my head too. I was like, You're not opening up the playbook. You're not trying to get another quarterback in here. Zach Wilson, he just looks stalemate. The offensive line looks even better, but we're not getting the play calls together.
Yeah.
And to answer your question, yes, I do feel like they actually stepped up in coaching. The plays was much more better. Just like one of the callers said, the fourth quarter we got a little complacent. We started going back to the basic plays. We didn't get the screen passes going. We felt like we took the foot off the gas. The motto is all gas, no brakes, and we definitely took our foot off the gas.
Yeah.
And I feel like in that fourth quarter because we should have kept coming out dominant. But I'm not going to hold you up, Joe. This is my back-to-back call. Doing your thing, Joe, man. I just had to let off some more steam a little bit. But it's much better, man.
All right. You have a good one, Val. Next time I have a show again, I want to hear from you, all right?
Yes, sir. You will. All right. Have a good one, Joe.
You have a good one. Listen, and for the love of goodness, can we please get Michael Carter the ball more? Okay? Dalvin Cook, we don't need to keep seeing him out there. We need to turn up the snaps for Michael Carter, okay? And he had a big drop in this game too that really could have helped the New York Jets on a drive down the field. That first a play that could have went for a first down. It was a short pass. He ended up dropping. He was coming back for it. That was big too. But Michael Carter had some big plays in this game. He actually ran for a first down to help extend the drive off of a catch as well. I want to see more Michael Carter, and I want to see less Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook looks kind of slow. All right. Final call we're going to is my guy, Jake, okay? For those of you that do not know, Jake, listen, man, this man is a savage, okay? I'm talking about a complete savage. Savage! Jake salutes. Listen, Jake, Jets lose 23-20 tonight to the Chiefs. Zach Wilson looked really good out there. Give me your thoughts, man. You've been critical of him. How do you feel about his performance and what he was able to do to the Chiefs, with the Chiefs tonight?
Joe, what did I watch tonight?
You watched Zach Wilson go out there and ball out. You watched the team with the New York Jets. You watched the team of the New York Jets go out there and fight their hearts out. You watched the defense go out there and go toe-to-toe with honestly a prolific offense, right? And one of the best quarterbacks we've had in the league, in a minute. Like, this guy's the real deal. Patrick Mahomes is no joke. He's one of the best. You could argue he's one of the best. He's one of the guys that, is going to be a Hall of Famer, right? Off the bat. You watch this defense go out there, put pressure on him. You watch him throw 2 interceptions. You watch the Chiefs offense that struggled. You watch the Jets offense that put things together, put up 20 points, and you watched a referees at MetLife, at home, filled with green, and Taylor Swift constantly being mentioned. You watched the referee group go out there and snatch a victory away from the Jets with 2 egregious calls in the fourth quarter. That's what I saw. Jake, how do you feel?
Where was this last week, and the week before, and the week before, and the year before, and the year before? Where was this?
Listen, Jake.
Why did I see this tonight? Why did I see this tonight? Why did I see this tonight? I got roped into this tonight, and then it ended in a crashing bird effort, which, by the way, let's be frank here. Patty has Brady status. That's why he got all the calls he wanted tonight. Let's be honest here. He got the calls he wanted because this is Tom Brady status. That's why it worked out well for him tonight. We did the best we could. No, we did. We did the best we could tonight. But this is what happens when you get Tom Brady status. You get the calls you want, and that's what happened tonight.
Listen, and I understand that.
Jets,
my whole thing is this, and I understand
Denver.
the whole deal about the Tom Brady, but it's like, dude, we're at MetLife. Like, I get, listen, he's a world champion. You could argue he's the face of the league, blah, 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 whatever, right? Super Bowl runs through Kansas City. That's all well and fine. We're at MetLife. My God, if we aren't safe at home, then we aren't safe anywhere. The New York Jets have been getting screwed for years. Again, I talked about Austin Seferian-Jenkins catch, all the garbage calls we used to get against the Patriots. Like, when does it stop? When does it stop, Jake?
Oh, you mean like Jermaine Johnson getting punched by the lineman? Let's talk about that tonight. That absolutely infuriated me. In the first drive, Jermaine Johnson gets punched in the face.
Yeah.
And yet he gets a flag? Are you kidding me?
Jake.
Wow. Like, wow. Okay. All right, we're going to do this tonight.
Yeah. When does it stop, Jake?
Punched in the face.
Jake, when does it stop?
Punched in the face.
When does it stop, Jake? When does it stop? When is honestly, I'm being completely honest here, right? This is live, prime time. Everybody's watching. It's a Sunday night game. We only ones playing. When is the league going to look into what's going on around here? I'm just keeping it all the way real with y'all. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not saying that they're crazy. I'm saying, when are we going to look into what's happening? Because come on. We get screwed over so much.
We're not going to get, Joe, we're not going to get any of these breaks the whole season. Let's just get it out of our system now.
All right.
We're not getting any breaks the rest of the year. We are not going to get any of this. If we had Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, this would have been a whole different situation. He would have screamed, shout, yell, everything. Mm-hmm. He would have thrown pancakes and discount double checks on the field everywhere to get what he wanted. But we're not going to get this with Ryan Leaf Jr. It's just not going to happen right now.
Well,
so
he didn't look like Ryan Leaf, Jake. He didn't look like Ryan Leaf tonight.
No, Joe, let me finish.
Go ahead.
Next week, next week, if I watch nothing close to this, I don't want to talk about this game ever again.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I'm going to be very fair to every fan here and to everybody in general. If I don't watch 50% or 70% of what I watched this week against loser Russell Wilson and Sean Payton, who, honest to God, looks like a joke of a coach right now, I don't want to talk about this game ever again. And I think that's fair to say that. Sorry.
Well,
that's very fair to say that.
Listen, I think,
They better show it, Joe. I don't want to make excuses next week for this at all. I don't.
Listen, Jake.
I really don't.
Listen, and I hear you, all right? But to me, and again, I'm a week-to-week guy, but I'm going to relish in the moment, and I'm going to give Zach Wilson his kudos, okay? And I'm just a balanced guy. I know you call him Ryan Leaf Jr. I've not gone that far. He has played bad in the past. He deserves that
title twice the otherwise.
Okay, he has played bad in the past, but tonight what we saw out of him was something unlocked, and that was the confidence. That has been the biggest issue since he's been here. Is can Zach trust what he sees and then throw the ball? Trust that you're going to make the throw. You have the physical capabilities to do it. And even the commentators, who were very biased tonight as usual, even talked about that. He went out there and he looked free. He played free. He was playing like he was at BYU. The game plan was fitted for us to just absolutely abuse him. A lot of pass action fakes, a lot of things rolling him outside the pocket, getting him moving bootlegs. He utilized not only his arm but his feet. But the accuracy that we saw was because Zach Wilson was trusting that he could make the play, and then he went out there and did it. Back shoulder throws, those ain't easy, and they were wild accurate. Away from the defense, making sure his guys got a chance to get the football. He looked phenomenal tonight. And I get it. We'll see what happens next week, but that's next week. And we'll be doing a show.
Do it next week.
We'll be doing a show for that.
Next week. Joe, do it next week. Do it next week. I don't want – no. I'm not sitting here and being a fan. He's Ryan Leaf Jr. to me until I watch this next week.
All right.
The next week and the next week and the next week.
All right. Yes,
do it every week.
Listen,
we're not sure. We're not going to cherry pick this. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to hear Mike Greenberg rail about this, praise this. I was wrong. He's going to have Ryan Clark say, "Greeny, you got to calm down." I'm so excited. No, do this next week.
Yeah.
Do it next week. Shut the critics up. Shut me up. Make me shut up tomorrow night. Okay? Do it next week. Otherwise, I'm going to call back next week and say, here we go again, Jets fans. We're going to do this again.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to get suckered into this, which I did tonight. As much as I'm angry about the refs, whatever, do it next week.
Listen,
do it next week and do it the following week.
Consistency is key. And we'll see what's going forward again.
Correct.
I'm week to week. Now, my final question for you, Jake. This Jets defense, I thought, played phenomenal tonight, right? Guys on the field, Quincy, Jermaine Johnson.
No, the first half they were terrible. The first half.
Well,
they were terrible the first half.
They weren't great the first half. They weren't great the first half. But they didn't.
The first half, they did not tackle.
No, Jake. They weren't. Listen, hold on a second. They were not great, Jake. They weren't. They were missing some tackles. You're absolutely right. They were. But here's the deal. They got that safety, and things turned around. You got to keep in mind, this is Kansas City.
Okay.
This is not some scrub squad. This is the Kansas City Chiefs. They do step off the plane up 21. We know that. They've smoked teams that have had top defenses and make them look like nobodies. So, yeah, Kansas City got up 17. There was some issues, right? They did hold them to a field goal. They gave up 2 touchdowns. The Jets' offense was struggling as well. But after that safety, right? After that safety, which happened, I think, in the second quarter, early in the second, things turned around and they put the clampers down on Kansas City. After that, I think Kansas City only hit another field goal, maybe 2 field goals after that. That was it. The Kansas City Chiefs tonight, Jake, were held to 23 points. If you looked around before this game, people said the Jets were going to get blown out by 40. Easy. The Kansas City Chiefs got 23 points tonight, and they were gifted a lot of those points by bad calls. I personally believe that the Jets defense stepped up and played well tonight. They played very well. Give me your thoughts, Jake. I'll let you go ahead.
Okay. Well, I just told you the first half they did not tackle at all. Their tackling was atrocious. They could not tackle the fundamentals. We talk about the interceptions. Great. The interceptions were great. but their tackling was appalling the first half. I was criticizing the defense the first half. I was like, DJ Reed, you want to talk about 85 Bears? I did not watch that in the first half. Their tackling was atrocious. It took Zach Wilson to play magical ball to get us this point. You want to give me this look? I don't care. I'm looking at you on the YouTube page right now, but I'm telling you honestly, is that they did not play well in the first half.
Okay.
It was bad. Thank you, Jay Johnson. Their tackling was terrible in the first half. It was. If they were ready to come out there and make a statement, they should have put the clampers on earlier in that game, and they did not. If I'm going to criticize this, Joe Beningo will go on WFAN and criticize the defense, and everyone will say, oh, Joe, you're old, stop criticizing. No, their defense the first half could not tackle. And next week, they better not do that against Russell Wilson. I don't want to play behind football. I don't want to do this. I do not want to do this next week. If I watch them struggle in the first half, because they're going to just write them off and say, this is the team that Justin Fields threw 4 touchdowns on, and they struggle, and I got to watch all the CBS guys say, the Jets better play better in the second half and all that stuff, and Bob Wischusen says, I don't understand this, I'm going to be an angry person. Okay. I'm going to be honest, Joe. Okay? I'm just being real here. I'm not pissing you off. I'm watching what I watch, and I yelled at my friends tonight and said I was not happy with the first half. The tackling sucked across the board. They got it together, thank God. Do not do that next week, period.
No, listen, Jake, I will lend some credence to your point. Yes, the tackling at times absolutely was scrubby, okay? It was not very good. I was here live with everybody. A lot of guys trying to put the hit stick but not rapping. We saw Pacheco, break some tackle or get bounce off of guys and then run for a little bit. But when I look at the overall impact that this defense had tonight, the fact they held the Kansas City Chiefs, honestly, they held the Chiefs to 17 because those field goals, a lot of that stuff was gifted to them from calls and nonsense, right? But Kansas City Chiefs got 23. We got pressure on Patrick Mahomes. We had 2 interceptions, one that came right before the half that gave us I thought that the Jets defense played very well tonight. Very well. But I will give you the tackling at times, yes, was spotty. And we talked about that. There was one play, and Jay Johnson salutes and respect to him. He's talking about, right, the Reed running down the field, and I don't know what he was even trying to do or who he was trying to tackle because he just slapped Patrick Mahomes in the chest. But, yeah, I'll give that to you. But overall, I think the Jets defense looked great tonight, okay? Now, before I let you go, my final question for you, Jake. You've been critical of Robert Saleh in the past, right? Understandably. Tonight, I thought he looked really good against Andy Reid and, their staff. How do you feel about the performance of the coaching staff with Nathaniel Hackett setting things up for Zach Wilson and the performance and calls from the defense? Take it away.
I thought Saleh played it way too safe.
Okay.
You are the underdog in this game. You take every chance. They should not have kicked that field goal. They should have went for it on 4th down and tied the game and gone into that. Should have. Saleh wants to prove a point here. Challenge the team. Tell them you care. Show them that you're going to go all in on this game that we're playing house money with. This game was house money. No one thought we were going to win this game at all tonight.
Okay.
So you take every opportunity you can to go out there and do it. So did they make adjustments? I guess they did, if you want to call it that right now. But the reality is that, I'm sorry, we're going to say this again and again and again and again, because in typical Jets fashion, next week, they better not do this in Denver against a bad team. I've watched this for too many years, Joe.
Yeah,
I've watched this for too many years. Okay. They will go and play a team like this and it's a trap, and we will fall into a trap. It will happen. It can happen. Yeah. So please, for the love of God, Robert Saleh, do not do this next week. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't care what happens tonight. Okay. Period.
All right. Listen, Jake, It's always phenomenal to speak to you, and we'll be doing
Good
the show.
luck, Ryan Lee Jr. Do it again next week.
We will be having a show before the game next week, and I cannot wait to hear from you. We'll be talking about what we got coming up.
You'll hear from me after the game. No, Joe, you'll hear from me after the game. You'll hear from me after I watch Ryan Lee Jr. do this twice in a week.
Okay.
When he does it twice in a week, you'll get my contact. Until then, it's Ryan Lee Jr. until I see otherwise.
All right.
Okay?
Well, Jake.
That's my honest answer.
All right. Thank you for calling in. You have yourself a good night. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you.
Good night, man.
All right. I let people speak, man. I let people speak, and I want to hear from everybody. And everybody has great has perspectives, and I enjoy Jake and his perspective. I like hearing from him. Everybody feels differently. All right. I understand consistency. Everybody knows I love this team through and through. All right. But, I'm feeling a little different. I'm feeling that Zach Wilson has got something cooking. And again, I'm week to week with him. I want to see what he brings to the table. All right. But I feel like he might be starting to turn a corner here. We'll see. I'm going to go ahead and close up the show. I know it's late for y'all on the East Coast. I'm feeling wonderful. I want to thank y'all for joining me. All right. Listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook. Search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. Content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with you folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. Okay. I love hearing about, again, what you folks think I do here. I am also, okay, for those of you that do not know, I'm also on Twitter as well. Go on Twitter, type in @The Long Beach Joe, @The Long Beach Joe on Twitter. All right. Go ahead and follow me. I'll follow you right back. If you want to troll me, no issues. I am the troll that lives under the bridge, and I will have my Vera Tucker jersey on at all times. At all times. Okay? Y'all saw ATV tonight. He looked phenomenal. Okay? Can we just take a second to talk about how SC just smashed Colorado? All right? Salutes and respect to Coach Prime, but you ran into some Trojans. You feel me? Caleb Williams looking phenomenal. But just to stick with the Jets, ATV's looking great. He's looking great. Right tackle right now, looking phenomenal. If you want real players, go to SC. Fight on, okay? So I'll be trolling down there. I'm also on YouTube as well for those of you that do not know. Going over to YouTube, type in Long Beach Joe Jets, Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. Okay. And as always, people, when you see me in person, okay, because you will eventually see me in person, it is arms out, chest open, free hugs for everyone. Free hugs for everyone. I want to thank you folks for listening. I want to thank you folks for being a part of the show and just any way that you interact with your boy, whether it be savages being in the chat, going back and forth, whether it be people calling in, whether it be, again, I want to thank the donators as well. GVH, I see you. Thank you. Any way you interact with your boy, it is greatly appreciated. Without you people, I'm absolutely nothing. All right? I enjoy it all. Banter, going back and forth, different opinions. No matter what your opinion is, I want to hear it. All right? I enjoy it. So when you see me, arms out, chest open, free hugs. All right? They'll always remain free. So I want to thank you folks for listening. Thank you folks for taking the time out of the day to check your boy out. Until the next show, you folks have a good one. Peace. 1 second, folks. All right, pow. I should be back. Listen, salutes and respect to everybody. This was great. For those of you that do not know, I will post the actual radio show portion, the video that'll be posted maybe tomorrow or something. I'll let y'all know, but that'll be posted because there's some people that be like, dang, Joe, I can't, because it's a long stream. So that'll be posted individually as well as the audio as well, because people like to, some people just love to hear the audio of the show as well. I'll continue to do that. It's automatically done, honestly. So that will come as well tomorrow. Yeah. So listen, thank everybody for joining your boy. For those of you that are new, if you're new, exclamation point links in the chat. So the link tree has links to all of my social media platforms. Okay. Also has links to all of my YouTube pages. More reactions coming very soon. For those of you that do not know, we do this show year round. This is the number. Here we do live watch alongs like we did tonight from time to time when my schedule allows. But we also do live radio shows throughout the week too. Excuse me. I think the next show I'm gonna do is Friday, I believe. But I'll let y'all know. But so we have a lot of fun as y'all heard tonight. I take callers from everywhere and everybody. And I don't have to agree with your takes. If you call in and I don't agree, I want to hear you out. You know, I have callers that agree with me, some that don't. Most, don't. And we have a lot of banter. We go back and forth. And I will give you more than enough time to speak. I want to hear from you. So just know that. Also, when you call in, you don't have to be a Jets fan to call into the show either. As y'all see, we have people that are not Jets fans in the chat going back and forth. Outside of like the trolls that be trying to come over here. But that's life, right? But, you want to interact and talk about the football team, talk about football, talk about the Jets from the outside looking in. You're welcome to do that as well over here. But I do not allow cursing on my show, my live show. Don't call into my live show cursing. I'll get you out of here fast. This is YouTube. This is a family show. I don't stand for that, all right? We have old people, young people watching my show. I'm not having that. So respect my platform and trust. Y'all heard tonight, people called in here. They were yelling, passionate, upset. I want to hear about it. All right, I want to hear about it. And I truly appreciate and respect all of my callers, and I love hearing from y'all, all of you. All right, no matter what your take is, we agree, don't agree. I want to hear from y'all on a weekly basis, truly, everybody. All right. So yeah, we do that. Also, when you call in, make sure your phone's good. Make sure you have a good connection and a good phone. If your phone's bad or crazy, I ask you to make your adjustments, but if it keep crazy popping or weird stuff, I'll move on. Yeah. So that's what we do. All right. Also, calling in on like headphones or be echoey and crazy, I'll get you up out of here for that. Also, make sure your background is clear of noise, because if it's a lot of noise going on in your background, I'll move on as well. So, yeah, but we have a lot of fun over here. So please, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. Give the stream a thumbs up. Share it across your social media with your friends and your family. Man, this was an exciting game tonight. I'm just upset that the refs screwed us, man. We really got screwed over by the refs, man. Wow. Yeah. So, for those of you, again, I think the next live show is Friday. This number right here is the number to the show for the foreseeable future. Now, during the weekly shows, right, what people do outside of, again, we have our live shows on the weekend sometimes. During the weekly shows, what people do is they call in early. The lines to my show open, I think generally, I start my show at 7 p.m. Eastern. So the lines to my show open at like 6:50. I think they open at 6:50. Some people have found out that they open earlier than that. I don't know. I just know they open at 6:50. So, or I think they open at 6:50. So what people will do is they'll call in at 6:50 or 6:55 p.m. Eastern, wait until the show starts. They'll be on the lines. I'll, give my spiel for like 5 minutes as y'all saw tonight. And then we go to the lines and they'll be on first. That's how people do it. I'm not telling y'all who's doing it. It's Val. It's Rusty. I'm not telling y'all who's doing it. It's Val and Rusty, though. I'm not telling y'all who's doing that, but it is Val and Rusty. And it's legal for you to do that, okay? As y'all saw tonight, we get callers. And again, tonight was a late show. We get callers, and I appreciate all of them. So, yeah, you're free to do that. I put it out there so it's legal. And, again, it's legal, so I'll let everybody know. Go ahead and come in. But either way, again, if you're patient like y'all heard tonight, I will get to you, okay? I do a 2-hour show, 7 p.m. Eastern. Again, I think Friday is going to be our next show, 7 p.m. Eastern. It's a 2-hour show, all right? And then, Blog Talk be hating. But it's a 2-hour show, and we get to everybody, so be patient. Yeah, Val, y'all see how Val be trying to fast forward through this. Yeah, Val, no. All right. But it's legal. It's completely legal for you to do that. Okay. I'm putting it out there. It's completely legal for you to do that. I'm not against it. I'm just telling you that it's an old trick that some of the veteran callers and veteran guys use over here. So yeah, we have a lot of fun. And again, we do these live watch alongs when my schedule allows. And we have a lot of fun. Y'all heard tonight, it gets wild. It could get worse. Val said defamation. Wow. Accusations. False accusations. Get up out of here, bruh. Get up out of here. Val, no. Anyway. But yeah, so we have a lot of fun over here. So again, join. You might see me playing video games from time to time. I don't know when I'm gonna be able to do that again. But when I know there's people that are so mad at me for not playing games anymore, video games. My schedule is crazy, man. So, but I'll get to it when I can. I got other content coming as well. We're gonna have a lot of fun, but my schedule is just crazy. We'll trust. We'll get to it. All right. We're gonna have a lot of fun though. All right. So yeah, we do that. So if you see me, catch me playing video games, NBA 2K, Madden, whatever else, you know what I'm saying? Or if you just catch your boy just sitting back looking at Ice Spice, okay? That woman is beautiful. Listen, come on through, say what's up to your boy, and come in and talk to me. You know what I mean? I really wish that we would have saw Ice Spice and not Taylor Swift, man. Because, come on. You know, all night I get to see Taylor Swift. Can we get Ice Spice or somebody else? You know, there's a lot of beautiful women out there. Can we see somebody else except for Taylor Swift? All right. A lot of beautiful women out there. All right. So yeah, we have that. We play games. We have a lot of fun. So come on in and, you know, join your boy when I'm doing that, whenever that's going to be in the future. Yeah. So, you know, just get involved and subscribe. Salutes to the Fortnite. Fortnite salutes. Good to see you in the building. He says Andy Reid to the refs, handing off money. Fortnite talking that talk. You know, I didn't say it. You know, I got people, you know, that watch me. I don't, you know, want to upset anybody. I'm just saying, you know, the refs were, you know, tripping. That's all I'm gonna say. And it's crazy because again, it's at MetLife. All right. So yeah, we have a lot of fun over here. So just get involved with everything we do. And again, please subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, so I got to get out of here, man. It's late. I know it's super late for y'all on the East Coast. And again, I appreciate y'all staying up with your boy. Listen, be safe. Okay. Be safe. Be safe. All right. It's a lot of crazy things going on in this world. A lot of crazy people out there. Don't ask me why it's gotten so crazy because this world is nuts, okay? A lot of crazy people. Listen, be safe. Sit down with your friends and family. Eat some good food. Make some good meals. You know what I'm saying? Have a good time. And watch some great TV. Sit down with the people that you love the most and make those moments and let them know that you love them. It's important to me in my life. Hope it's important to you and yours, all right? It's extremely important because you never know. Never know. Jay Johnson in the chat says, as a fan, I'm calling out the refs. I hope Sulla is coaching to all the missed opportunities that allowed the refs to call the game. Jet up. Yeah. There were some missed opportunities, and we got to find a way to capitalize on those things. But, man, the refs, like you said, Jay Johnson, it's wild. It's wild. Val says, quick question. Who had the worst referees, Dallas Cowboy game, Patriot game, or the Chiefs game? To me, I felt like it was the Chiefs game because the Chiefs game, I think we played our best and we should have taken that game. We should have beat the Kansas City Chiefs tonight. Those Dallas Cowboys, yeah, I mean, that roughing the passer calls was tough, but Dallas was like, yeah, the Dallas, they did exactly. Jay Johnson, Dallas, they killed the momentum early. They did. If we get those stops, it's a close game. We in it. But I felt like tonight, we should have beat the Chiefs by, I mean, honestly, we could have beat the Chiefs by 2 touchdowns. Real talk. We could have beat the Chiefs by 2 touchdowns tonight. And I feel like tonight was the worst. That was the worst. Because those calls, those roughing the passer calls, they were in the red zone. Like these calls, bro, it was 3rd and 23. They were dead. Like, they were dead. They drive over, and you give them a first down. Then it's 3rd and 20 something, and you give them another first down. Well, damn. Like, brother, not only would we have gotten the ball back, but we gotten the ball back with good field position. And it's like, bruh, you just took the game away. Like, you gave them the game. Man, rough. All right. But yeah, we'll get back to it, Yeah, so I'll keep the content coming. Like I said, I enjoy y'all, man, and I want to thank y'all for joining y'all, boy. This is why I do it, to interact with people, man. I have a lot of fun doing this, and we're going to keep it going and keep growing and keep it rolling. So I got to get out of here, all right, because your boy got to go. Listen, again, be safe. I'll see y'all, I think, Friday at 7 p.m. I'll let y'all know for sure, but I think the next show is Friday at 7 p.m. But I'll let y'all know for sure.